Hey guys! Firstly, let me apologize for, well, looking like this. In case you couldn't tell, I wasn't actually planning on making this video. I was actually just getting ready for bed, but I've been thinking about this for a couple of days now, and it is really important to me, and I wanted to talk about it, so let's talk about it. As you can tell from the title of this video, this is going to be about the Minister for Disability Issues, Nicky Wagner in New Zealand, and her recent Twitter comments about the disabled community. I'm going to try really hard not to spend too long talking about the initial comment and my feelings on it, because I feel like that's been done to death, and I'm going to try to focus more on what we can take from this and some of the good that I hope comes out of this. So, in case you haven't seen it, I will put the original tweet by Nicky somewhere over here. Just, the usual complaining about having to spend time with the people that she is paid to spend time with. And in case you weren't aware, this tweet was actually about meetings with disabled people who took time out of their day to meet with her and talk with her about the future of disability rights in New Zealand. So that's a nice little tidbit there. Yeah, so obviously not a great comment, really insensitive, really disrespectful. I'm sure that you all know the drill if you're watching this video. So after that, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, Bill English, made a comment, I won't say apology because it was definitely not an apology, where he defended her, and here is that comment. Speaking for the disabled community, always a good start. I actually didn't know Bill English was disabled, or that he could speak for all of us, so really surprised to find that out. Fantastic to have a disabled Prime Minister. Oh no, wait, no, he's not disabled. He just thinks that he can speak for all of us, despite the fact that we were quite vocal about being offended and thinking that what Nicky said was offensive, so interesting. Anyway, after that, Nicky made an apology on Twitter, which, well, an apology, and here is the apology. Yeah, as I'm sure you can all recognize, this is not actually an apology. This is I'm sorry if you were offended, and anyone would have said the same thing, and, I guess I'm sorry, if anyone's feelings got hurt, or, anything. I didn't mean it. So not an apology at all, not really appropriate for the level of disrespect that the initial comment had in it. Okay, so that's the saga to where we are now. So, obviously, I feel like my feelings are pretty obvious on this. I think it was a really terrible comment that she made initially, and despite the fact that I do not think that she intended it maliciously, I personally don't think that that makes a difference. I think it's almost worse that she was ignorant rather than malicious, because it's her job. She's paid a lot of taxpayer money to be aware of disability issues and to advocate for disabled people. She's paid a lot. So the fact that she would just nonchalantly throw this out there and not think anything of it really speaks volumes to her mindset and how much she really understands and cares about disabled issues. There were so many ways that she could have worded this tweet better and had it not be offensive at all. For example, I wish we could have our meetings out on the harbour today, or wow, the harbour looks beautiful today. Anything that wasn't specifically, I wish I wasn't in these disability meetings right now, Pretty easy. So my basic thought is, it's your damn job. Come on, it's your job. Please, it's your job to care about us. Please, just think, God. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I said I wouldn't talk too much about my feelings on this, so that's all. I just wanted to catch you up on the saga in case you hadn't seen some of it or all of it. So that's what she said initially, and that's been the response from people. Now I wanted to talk about some of the things that have come out of this and some of the things that I hope will come out of this. First of all, I am so proud of New Zealand for the way that people have been reacting to this. When I first saw this news article, I was really concerned to scroll down to the comments. I was very nervous. I thought I would see a lot of negativity towards disabled people. I thought I would see a lot of people saying that we were overreacting or that it wasn't meant in any bad way. And I was just so pleasantly surprised and really proud of the way that people reacted. So I wanted to say thank you. If anyone who left a supportive comment or sent a supportive tweet to people who were bringing this up, or like stuff articles that were talking about this, just thank you so much. It meant the world to me to see all of those supportive comments, and I'm sure there are a lot of other disabled people out there who are very used to seeing negative comments on articles like this. And it was just such a nice surprise, and I'm really, really proud of the way that New Zealand has been handling this, especially on Twitter. I feel like 100% of the comments that I saw were really supportive and calling out this bullshit. I'm going to call it what it is. It was bullshit. It was a bullshit comment. It was a bullshit apology. And you guys called that out, and I couldn't be prouder to be a New Zealander and to be a part of people who are willing to call people out like that. So thank you. I was just so happy to read that, and it's often hard to read comments online for things like that. I'm sure that people have had experiences similar to this, especially if you're part of a minority or a disenfranchised group of people. Often the comments will be like, oh, harden up or whatever, and there was really so little of that. So something really positive that has come out of this for me is seeing that people do understand disabled issues and disabled rights and the need for a disability issues minister to advocate for those rights. So thank you from the bottom of my little disabled spoony heart. Thank you so much for your support and kindness, and your lack of kindness towards Nicky Wagner, because it's things like that that really help to make change. It's things like that that say that we won't put up with treatment like this, and we won't put up with our government acting like this. So that's the first really positive thing that I think comes out of this. And if you were part of that, even if you just shared a post, shared an article that was criticizing Nicky's comments, just thank you. You guys are freaking awesome, and I'm so happy. Okay, so that's the first positive thing. The second thing is not something that has come out of this yet, but something that I hope could come out of this, and that is a discussion about who represents who. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to explain it a little bit more, of course. So it's pretty clear that we shouldn't have a non-Māori person as a Minister for Māori Affairs, right? And we're coming to the realization now that men shouldn't be leading the discussion on women's rights. So I think, by the same token, it's not appropriate for an abled person to be the disability issues minister. It has become very clear, glaringly obvious from this little exchange on Twitter, that Nicky Wagner does not inherently understand what it is like to be disabled and the issues that having a disability causes. It is very clear that while she might try to understand, she might do her best, when she's not thinking about it, she doesn't have to think about it, and it slips her mind and she'll make a mistake like this. When you're disabled, it doesn't slip your mind. It's always on your mind, you know? So why is an abled person representing disabled people for all of New Zealand? So what I really hope comes out of this is some sort of discussion about representation and why it's really important to be represented by people who are part of your community. An abled person should not be speaking for disabled people. Just like Bill English had no right to say that no one in the disability sector thought that Nicky Wagner was being offensive. He had no right to say that, and Nicky has no right to speak for disabled people either. Of course, no one disabled person has the right to speak for all of us, but I myself would be much happier if someone with an actual disability was representing us in Parliament. So I think that's something really important to think about, and I really hope that this fairly egregious slip of the tongue, or slip of the fingers, I suppose, because she was typing, brings about some sort of discussion on this, because, as I mentioned, for other types of representation in Parliament, we wouldn't allow this to happen. We wouldn't let a member not from that group of people represent that group of people. So I don't really understand why disability is any different. So that's my 2 cents. I'm sorry, I feel like I rambled a lot in this video, and I'm not going to edit it because I'm tired and I don't know, I feel like it's more genuine and authentic if I just talk to you guys like this. This is something that's really close to my heart. Obviously, I'm a New Zealander and I'm disabled, and this really struck close to home because it just reiterates that, like I said before, when you're an abled person, you can just forget disabled issues. When you're not actively thinking about them, you can just forget about them. And I appreciate that abled people do try really hard to understand and to keep it in their minds. But the thing is, it'll never be as natural as it would be for a disabled person who has to think about it all the time. So just some things to think about. Once again, I'm so impressed by New Zealand's reaction to this whole thing, and I'm so grateful for it. Just really overwhelmed by all the positivity that is coming out of this, and yeah, very proud to be a New Zealander at the moment. So I hope to see some change in the near future. I really hope that if we keep talking about this and keep saying that we're not happy with the apology or the excuses that we're being given, I hope that we'll see something come out of this. And even if not, at least we know in future that we don't stand for things like this. And when, unfortunately, not if, but when this happens again in the future, we'll all be there and we'll all be speaking out about it. Once again, thank you so much. I hope that this rambling has had some sort of point. And yeah, I hope it's been vaguely informative or interesting to you. Thank you so much. I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.